Afternoon, everyone. We've had quite an interesting budget today. We're going to try and give you a whirlwind tour through it to let you know, firstly, what we think and what the possible implications for your business might be. So our initial takeaways, this is a COVID-focused budget. We've heard a lot of support, and a lot of these are support measures which we've asked for in our many representations to the Chancellor. But we are quite disappointed that there wasn't any further information around the longer term motoring tax roadmap, about how we're going to decarbonize, and most notably, we heard nothing about BIC. However, we're going to continue to engage on those points, and hopefully we will hear something later in the year to give a bit more certainty. On the COVID support measures, the big ones to come through was, of course, an extension of the furlough and business rates relief. Both of these are asks which were highlighted as necessary in our business impact survey, which we recently conducted, and we asked for the Chancellor in a recent letter. We also saw a raft of other support measures, for example, extended VAT cuts, which will impact our motorhome members, new additional grants, funding, a new scheme of a recovery loan, which will replace the CBILS, and new support for airports, which perhaps could pass on to members. On the decarbonisation front, there was only one real big ask which came through, and that's the 130% super deduction. And this is something which we're still fleshing out. We're in conversations with Treasury as to exactly how this will work, but we can clarify that it applies to charge points, but not to vehicles. And perhaps this might be a route linked to our ask around a green investment allowance to unlock private investment in charging infrastructure in the UK. Motoring taxation, fuel duty was frozen. HGV road levy is suspended for a further 12 months, which is welcome news, seeing as we haven't yet seen an internationally compliant model proposed. HGV VD was frozen, and VED for cars and vans go up in line with the RPI, an increase which was expected. And finally, we saw a number of other interesting announcements come up. We've got the Levelling Up Fund. We've got an extended loss carryback mechanism, and all of these we go into detail in our budget report, which you should have received in an email. And finally, we've started to see the first measures the Chancellor's taking to claw back the money they've spent to support the economy during COVID-19. Corporation tax will be going up, but he's given quite a long window of foresight, and we're going to push for that type of certainty across any tax rises which the Chancellor wants to bring. So thank you from us. That's our whistle-stop tour of the budget, and hopefully you'll add a little bit of insight and look out for our longer summary document.